This is Charlie from Clatch, and we specialize in digital marketing for private healthcare clinics. Today, I'm going to be going through one tactic that is by far the most important and game-changing tactic for a clinic. There are 7 proven marketing tactics that we have outlined in this presentation. It's actually an ebook on our website. So if you wanted to see the other 6 marketing tactics that are working, that are enabling our clients to grow from 1 clinic to 3 clinics, to hire more practitioners, to really double and triple their revenue. These are the 7 marketing tactics out of a bunch of other ones that we are seeing are working right now. And a lot of these tactics actually come down to one thing: us being able to attribute where your patients are coming from. And that is why the tactic I'm going to be mentioning today is the most important, and it's going to be call tracking. So call tracking is super important. And the reason for that is because typically around 40% of new patients come from calls. And I'm very aware that a lot of existing marketing agencies, what they'll do is they will say that all calls are leads, when we all know that that is not the case. You'll have existing patients calling, you'll have your employees calling, you'll have salespeople calling. So to separate out new patients from calls is really important, to make sure that you are tracking exactly where your new patients are coming from. Once you do this, and if I just come over to tactic 1, so offline conversions, which is essentially call tracking. Once you do this, you're actually learning from 100% worth of available data from your clinic. So just for ease of understanding, let's say you weren't implementing call tracking and you're just tracking forms and other routes to inquiry. You'd probably be only using around 60, maybe maximum 70% of data. But what tends to happen as well is that people who are calling a certain demographic, such as an older demographic. So if you're not attributing calls, you're actually excluding a huge demographic. And that demographic is actually normally the ones that are willing to spend more. So you start to see where the gaps really start to appear if you're not tracking calls properly. So once you track calls properly and you're putting that into your analysis, say your monthly analysis for how your clinic's performing, what you actually get is, like I said, a full range of data on new patients. And once you get that, you're actually able to correctly identify what's working, whether it's Google Ads, whether it's Facebook, whether it's SEO. You're actually really able to understand what's working, and you can allocate your budget efficiently. And what ends up happening is, if you're allocating your budget efficiency and making the right decisions every month, you end up making stacked decisions month to month that are the right decisions, rather than potentially veering off in another direction because you're excluding, say, the demographic of 50 plus. So it's really important for you to have that full, complete set of data. And another side benefit of this is we end up reporting back to our clients, and our data actually matches what they're seeing internally. Because what would tend to happen with existing agency relationships is, because your numbers are so different, it ends up actually reducing trust between the agency and the clinic. And that creates, obviously, a myriad of issues, from not moving forward fast enough, not trusting the decisions that they're making, and it starts to create friction in the relationship, and that's not good for progress. Once you are sending that full data back to Google, so you're sending back form submissions, you're sending back offline conversions, which is calls, and any other offline conversions, such as direct emails to your email inbox. Google is actually able to work a lot more efficiently because you're sending back a full range of customer data, all demographics, all locations, all interests. It's actually able to find potential patients at a much more effective cost. So let's say, for argument's sake, your budget was £1,000 and you're getting 20 leads with £1,000, £50 cost per lead, and you're excluding a certain demographic. That demographic may be way cheaper to get on board, and they might be spending more money with you, for example, 50 plus. So if you're actually sending that data back to Google, those leads might be cheaper and they might be spending more. So you start to see the kind of double-edged impact of, you're getting cheaper leads and they're spending more. So you're getting more leads, but you're also getting more valuable leads. So this is why it's so important to to have call reporting and offline conversions correctly set up for your site. First thing is to make sure you've got accurate reporting, you're making the right decisions. This feeds website optimization, PPC strategy, SEO strategy, but also giving Google the complete data. And this will just make those algorithms work a lot more efficiently. How does this look? Right, so here is an actual real client, and this is when we implemented the software. So before they were getting around 66 leads, this is when we actually introduced the software to their site, where we were call tracking, but you can see the impact that it's had since. So there's obviously some seasonality in here, but we can see that, from getting 60, 70 leads, we're actually doubling within 3 to 4 months. We're doubling the amount of leads, even more than doubling here. And the reason for this is because the algorithms have started to work after a 2 to 3 month period. We're starting to feed that data back to Google. We're starting to make the right decisions because we're attributing all new patients. And this is the sort of growth that you start to see. Really, really great growth. There will be some declines, like even this month we saw a bit of a decline, but that's fine because then we understand exactly where the issues are coming from. Without 100% worth of data, if we saw a decline, we might not know exactly where that decline is coming from. Maybe it's coming from a landing page, maybe it's coming from a PPC campaign, maybe it's coming from a certain demographic. Without 100% of data, we might not be able to spot that. So a decline is fine. We're transparent. Klatch is very transparent with its approach. It means that we can actually hone in on exactly what's wrong. And then, we have seen declines in the past, slight declines in the past. We did here, which we then picked back up. So it creates transparency and understanding of exactly where we need to focus. What's really powerful as well, coming from Clinic's call reporting, is we're able to attribute a patient value. So what the patient value is, it's the number of leads times by your conversion rate. So say you convert at 70% and add times your customer lifetime value. So what this does is it gives us a rough indication of the return on investment. So for example, let's say you had 100 leads and you converted at 70%, that's 70 patients. If we times your number of patients by your customer lifetime value, we get a rough figure. It's give or take a couple of grand. What marketing is bringing in for you over the period of time in the future, that patient is bringing in. So it gives you a real good indication of marketing return on investment. And what this does is it enables you to actually plan, and it becomes a lot more easier for us to allocate resources. It's also, budget is a much easier topic because if we're saying to you as a clinic owner, we're spending £2,000 a month on ads, we know that we're getting this much return on investment. Can we increase it to 3,000? We're going to get X amount more. So you end up being able to really decide and understand what's going to happen in the future. And the budget and growth discussion becomes a lot easier with this tool. CPL, so cost per lead, again, a metric primarily for marketing to understand, how our campaigns are performing, how our, acquisition is performing. So as you can see over here, we have seen really great decrease in cost per lead over these months. We've actually seen an increase recently, and this is still very healthy. £30 cost per lead, probably £50 per sale per patient. If you're looking at the average clinic conversion rate, still extremely healthy, but it's something we need to keep an eye on for this client. We need to bring this back down to what it was seeing a couple of months ago. And then direct sales. So direct sales is an indicator of exact cash that your clinic is getting in that month. So if a lead was to submit a form or a call you, we are then able to see how much that new client spent. And we do this by linking in with your CRM system. It could be Practice Hub, it could be Clinico. What we do is we use an identifier such as an email or the phone number, and then we can match that with a patient who's visited your clinic, and we can see how much they spent. And this is a really good indicator of the exact money that's coming in from marketing. Now, typically the revenue is going to be a lot higher than this from that new patient because they're spend in the future as well. But it's a good indicator of cash in your business from marketing that month. So the return on ad spend here, even in just the month that we're looking at, is so high, so huge that as a clinic owner, you're making the right decisions and you've chosen the right agency. Now, this is just one of the 7 marketing tactics, just one. I know this is the foundation of the other tactics performing, but this is one of them. It is, in my opinion, a silver bullet, and I very rarely mention that term, but it is so important for your clinic to be doing this. Klatch has its own lead tracking software. We report every month. We also offer digital marketing services, SEO, PPC, website optimization, social media. We even have developers in-house that can make website changes. So we're able to offer you the lead tracking software, but we're also able to do everything else as well for you. So if you really want to find out more about the 7 marketing tactics, then please visit our site at klatch.co.uk. You'll see an ebook tab, download it, it's free, have a look at them. And also, if you want to get a free proposal from us to look at your site, see how you're doing, give you a growth proposal, then please reach out to us and send us a form on our website. Have a great day.